Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into some scripture first before we get into what we want to talk about. So Luke chapter 9, verses 10 to 17, it says, "And the apostles, when they returned from going to different towns preaching the gospel, then came to Jesus, and he took them and went aside privately into a desert belonging to the city of Bethsaida. And the people, when they knew it, followed him, and he received them and spake to them of the kingdom of God, and healed them that needed healing. And when the day began to wear away, they came 12 and said to him, Send the multitude away, that they may go to their towns and country round about and lodge and get food, for we are here in the desert. And he said, Give them to eat some food. And they said, We have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fishes, except we go and buy meat for all these people. For there were about 5,000 men there." We haven't even talked about women and children. "And he said to his disciples, Make them sit down by 50s in company. And they did so, and they made them all sat down. Then he took 5 loaves and 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed them, and broke them, and gave to the disciples to set before the multitude. And they did eat, and were all filled. And there were taken up of fragments that remained of them 12 baskets full." When you try to do something in love, all the resources will come to you, and miracles will happen. As I said before, people not only get healed by love, but they even get nourished and replenished by it. So keep on sharing the love and spreading the love. All right. This video is based on the imagery that we saw in Wonder Woman, and how it even ties into the imagery we saw in Batman v Superman. So here we see Jesus, or son of Zeus, Zeus. He here is being tempted by the devil. Now, quite frankly, there's an above and below all the time in these classic paintings. If you notice, Jesus is on a level above Lucifer, or Satan. Now, I just want to draw your attention. It's kind of racially motivated, unfortunately. Lucifer looks like a pretty good-looking black man, if you ask me. But you'll notice that his toes look sort of cleft. Let me just blow it up a little bit more. It almost looks like a cleft toe. The goat, the horned goat, is sometimes depicted as Lucifer. And in fact, this painting, which was done by Ary Scheffer, was a Frenchman, a white Frenchman, who actually was in the Dutch territories. That's where he did most of his art. Depicts this racism, and it gets even more racist here, where Lucifer is totally chocolate brown. He's like, he's like a black dude, you know what I'm saying? And they really exaggerate everything. They horn his head like a goat, and then they cleft his feet like a goat. So this character is even worse. And Jesus is like this blue-eyed, blonde-eyed dude. So it's really taken to extremes here, and you can understand now why there was this racist slant. But the point is that when you look at the photography, the art that was at the beginning of Wonder Woman, it depicts the cleft feet of Ares and the horned head of Ares. I'll show you in a minute. But first I want to show you this Greek art now. And this is Zeus here casting Lucifer out of heaven. Again, Lucifer is a little darker than Zeus, you'll notice. And the other thing is, because light to darkness, that's what they're kind of depicting here. And you'll notice that the little angels that support him, they're falling out of heaven as well, whereas the angels that are in heaven are pointing to him, get out of heaven. Okay? You'll notice that. Now, what's very interesting about this above and below is that when you actually look at Zeus here casting out Ares from Olympus, besides the lightning bolt, which we'll talk about in a minute, you will notice that Zeus again is above, and again Ares is below. Ares is horned and dark, in dark clothing, and he also has this sort of cleft foot looking thing going on here. Now he has all his toes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's cleft like a goat. So Ares is like the goat here. So there's a really close analogies in Wonder Woman to the Judeo-Christian roots. And again, the light and the darkness and all of that is going on here as well. Again, here is Ares. Again, he's doing the above and below thing, and he's also doing a symbol. Notice he's taking power from above himself and then casting that power towards Ares. And that's the same thing happening here. You can't see it quite fully. Let me see it. You see his hand is pulling from above here, and then he's sending that thing, his instruction, to this would be Ares, this would be Zeus. And notice he also looks like Zeus, right? God looks like Zeus here. So Greek mythology really did influence Christianity, which is why some people say Christianity is actually pagan. All right. Okay, so this iconography here is the lightning bolt that Zeus sent. This is a classical painting. All right, I'll go into that in a minute. But this also has something to do with, again, this drawing. This actually came from Batman v Superman. And in Batman v Superman, we saw this drawing, which is based off of a combination of drawings on Lex Luthor's wall. But Lex Luthor took that and he actually inverted it, like you see here. This is not his actual drawing from the actual movie, but it's from someone else, I don't know who. And here it is from the actual movie. It looks very similar. And basically, that drawing from the movie drew from different sources. It drew from Gustave Dor's illustration of Milton's Paradise Lost, which I just showed you somewhere here. There it is. And you see here Michael the Archangel above with his sword. You see the lightning bolts. You see Lucifer being cast down. Okay, right here. Really is fantastic drawing. And then you have also, it's also taken from The Last Judgment, which is, again, Jesus this time coming, the return of Christ. And you see him there, and then you see the archangel striking down on souls as they fall down. Then you have the triumph of Christianity over paganism, which is literally, politically, this is some crazy stuff going on here. Because they call people pagans and stuff and all of that. But this is interesting because here you see Jesus here and you see the angels coming and they're striking down on the Zeus with the thunderbolt thing going on here. And all of Zeus' people being cast away. So they call paganism for people who follow Zeus and that stuff. They say that Christianity is actually triumphing over paganism, which is kind of crazy because they both have somewhat similar stories, not everything. Then you have the fall of the dam. So all of this iconography is actually captured in that one photo. That photo is not, this photo here is not just one particular photo. Now, Lex Luthor, of course, flipped it upside down. If you notice, Lucifer here looks like, that's why he said devils don't come from hell beneath us, they come from the sky. Looks something like Steppenwolf here. And these look like parademons, right? So it's kind of interesting. The DC lore has always been that way. So this is the photograph flipped upside down. This is a drawing, by the way, that separates to the one that you saw in Batman v Superman. It's quite similar, though. I don't know who the artist is. I don't know if they took inspiration from that drawing. But here it is upside down, where now Michael and the archangels are knocking down devil and demons from the sky. It's really beautiful because it's sort of symmetry of what's happening above here and what's happening below. But the above and below theme is echoed throughout Zack Snyder's works. And that's how I knew Wonder Woman. Again, you can see a lot of above and below. When she's fighting Ares, she goes above, Ares goes below, etc. You see a lot of that above and below imagery in Zack Snyder's work. Okay, Zack Snyder is not a joke. So that's how I knew that Zack Snyder had a lot to do with Wonder Woman. Because when you start to see the above and below themes, you know Zack had something to do with that, and how exactly the director had to shoot the thing, and how the script was written as well. So Zack Snyder is all over Wonder Woman. But the point, anyways, that I wanted to share with you guys how much the Judeo-Christian iconography is seen in these movies, and that you can't just look at them, you know, trivially. You have to look at them in a very deep way. Zack Snyder goes very deep. He goes into the classical arts, the interpretive classical arts. He goes into all those things. And yet Zack Snyder, strangely enough, is not really pushing Judeo-Christian values. If you listen to him carefully, you will realize that Zack Snyder is saying when you get up close to your hero or someone who you think is really great, you realize they're just a person like you striving to do the best they can to make the world a better place. This is basically Zack Snyder's bottom line point. In almost all his movies, Owls of Gahul, Sucker Punch, Watchmen, Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, you know, you think about it, that's what those lessons are. And same thing with Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman even says she can't save the world. She could do the best and do her part, but she can't save the world. Only thing that can save the world is love. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, comment, share, subscribe. If you find my videos pretty deep, then go check out Samuel Otten, because Samuel Otten really goes into it in great detail. I always promote his channel because I think it's worth it. There's a number of other people who are big fans of Batman v Superman, and the fan base is growing every single day. They have so many deep things about this movie, I can't even start to even tell you some of the stuff I didn't even know. And every time I watch Batman v Superman, I see more stuff. that I just never saw before. And it's just so much to say. But for now, I just want you guys to enjoy these videos. Donate to my channel if you can, because I always need money. And right now it's raining a lot. Hey, by the way, those of you who prayed for me, I don't know if you guys prayed for me, but those of you who prayed for me, because yesterday a tropical storm was supposed to come and hit our island, and it didn't actually hit where I lived very hard. I still have to find out if the rest of the country was as badly damaged by the storm. It's raining outside right now as well. But thank God he wanted to be merciful to us, and we haven't suffered a hurricane for a long time. That doesn't mean it can't happen, okay? You guys have a great one.